So I recently made that video about Israel and how it needs to be reborn and how that is God's will. So let's look at instead the people in Palestine. I am Islam Megdad and I am 29. What really scares me about being killed is to be mentioned just a number. I'm not just any girl. I am not just a number. It took me 29 years to become the person I am today. I have a home, family, friends. I have countless memories and so much pain. Okay. Yep. What the hell is this, man? It doesn't function the way I'm used to. That's crazy. They just changed that. Like, let me choose at least. Maybe I need to go into the settings then. I don't know. Anyway. So, Islam Megdad. What scares her is becoming just another number. This is propaganda. This is propaganda. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about one woman. It is delusional to think like this. There are tens of thousands of numbers already, right? In Palestine, nobody cares about one more. So why is she worried about that? She should already know that nobody cares. And the words, like, reveal the lie. You have to become wise in your own eyes to understand what she's trying to say here. And that is, don't forget about me, of course. But the words you're trying to get to that place, they are contrary to the truth. Like, I could never say, if I'm in a place where, men my age are just being slaughtered, I could never say, I just don't want to be another number. Like, it goes so against the established reality, right? It's a kind of deception to even tell yourself that it's even possible for you to be anything more than a number in that context, right? I recently read the part where Ishmael is born, and the name of Ishmael is God will hear. So I kind of hear what this woman is saying. That's why I'm making this video. So she is not just another number, but this is how I have to do it. This is how I want to do it. I want to attack her words, because those words are not the way to be remembered by. I read the article where she's being spoken of, for example, and they call it a genocide that is happening in Palestine. That's not true. You are delusional, a liar, a propagandist if you say it is a genocide. You are divorced from the truth. There are many people dying, many of them are civilians, absolutely. Tens of thousands of them. But wasn't it like over 2 million people who lived in Gaza? It's like this tightly packed area where people lived. Some still try to live. And when you drop bombs on them, even if there's a target you want to hit, you're going to get a lot of collateral. That's why there's so many civilian deaths. It's like a dense population area. You can't explode over there anything without hurting people that don't have it coming, like the children. Those are the obvious innocent ones. The women, they always say women and children, and the women aren't that important. The women are with the men. They chose to bring children into this place that is like an open-air prison full of oppression and evil. Terrorists among you, they built their tunnels under your homes. You chose to do this. You don't get to be placed among the children as a woman. You did something incredibly selfish. Can you imagine being in a place like that and saying, I'm gonna create children here. This is the place for them. In the article about this Islam Megdad that I read, it also says something that is so dishonest. It says that the genocide started on the 7th of October. And I immediately thought, no, wait, that can't be true. Because wasn't that when the attack happened on Israel by the Hamas, the de facto ruling party in Palestine, these terrorists? Isn't that when the attack happened? You think you can override that with your fake genocide? It would be so much. If Israel wanted to genocide the millions of Palestinians, we would be in the millions already. It's because they don't try to do that it's only tens of thousands. And you think you can override the truth of what happened on that day. Your people attacked like some kind of a concert or something. Kidnapped, raped, killed, slaughtered unarmed people. You think you get to override that? With your false genocide? This woman was worried about becoming a number. Instead, she became a propaganda base. And there she is in the picture smiling. I'm glad her child, who looks like a fighter, is out of that place. I think the article said that they're in Tunisia or something. She's great. Kids are great like that. She's like smiling in that picture. I think the dad was also with her or somebody, some relative. I don't really remember. Longing to reunite with her injured daughter abroad. Journalist Islam Mcdad killed by Israel airstrike with her son. Yeah. The son already died. The daughter is gonna have to live for the both of them. I hope she learns from her mother's mistakes. When you're a woman, you have power to create life. So why would you create life in a place where it is often slaughtered, where it is oppressed? You can't do it. You just can't do it. You have to pray to God. This situation needs to be resolved, and then you can do it. And that's just reality. You can't deny reality because that leads to this kind of horror shows. Like we know that Israel is not that careful with the bombs. Like there is this new thing that just happened. An Israeli strike hit near a charity kitchen in Gaza as Palestinians gather for food. Yeah. I'm sure that they have their justifications for it. But God will hear. Right? I don't want to hate on people, and I don't hate her at all. But when you do things that are contrary to the truth, there's gonna be consequences for it. We have to stick to the truth no matter what. You say it's so terrible for the Palestinians to be in this place where it's oppressed, and it is. But those things happen in the world. Like you're doing something, they call it's similar to like what is happened to the Jews in the Holocaust. Like it's almost like a concentration camp in some ways. I've heard some people say that. Well, they do say that anyway. Well, do you think they were trying to form families there? Having sex? Birthing children in a concentration camp? That should be the furthest thing from your mind. Something like that. Your desire should be for freedom, escaping the hellfire that's about to rain down. There are these protests that try to happen sometimes in Gaza, and then you hear about Hamas, how like apparently they kidnapped one of the protesters and like tortured and then they died. You hear about stuff like this. And this what it means is you don't have a country, you don't have a nation. Because these are the people who are ruling this place. Waving the flag, they're the one who dress up the people that are killed in their flags, make propaganda out of them through their dishonesty. They use you as human shields. And you have like these people who are trying to fight against this, these protesters, right? And the protests get squashed. It's like something is trying to grow there, but it won't, because you have the enemy on the outside, but also on the inside. If the enemy wasn't on the inside, the outside enemy would be ashamed of what they do, but they're not ashamed, because the enemy of the inside. It's something that is in Scripture. It applies even here. Didn't God create the inside of the cup as well as the outside? Give up what is on the inside. And I think that's what the protesters over there try to do. Like, they are actually fighting the war. Like, there is some kind of a really deeply rooted evil in our own nation. Take the splinter out of your own eye first before you can point to your neighbors. And they try to do it, and there's like a small group of them. How can there be millions and millions of people in Palestine and the protests are so tiny and insignificant? Do they really control you so much? You are like, it's like you're prisoners twice. First to the Israelis and then to your own people, the Hamas, right? But one of those fights you can actually win. You have the numbers for it. That's the thing that you need to address. Like, if this woman calls herself a journalist, I have never read anything she wrote. So I'm admitting I'm talking from a place of not knowledge, but I bet if I went through the things that she wrote, it would not be really about criticizing Hamas now, would it? Was she part of the protests against Hamas? Or is it just easier to point to the people with the bombs? When I make these videos, I do very little, technical research. I just speak from the spirit of truth, and I can do it without making mistakes. But obviously after I had said this, I wanted to go and check out what are her works, and I actually can't find any. I asked ChatGPT first, it looked up some sources, there's no information. I tried to Google, there's no information. Like, I actually don't know what her works are. It's like her work was just to die and become this propaganda piece. Like, she is the news story. She's the, I don't know, words don't work like that. I was gonna say she's the work of the journalist, but that doesn't make sense. Who's the one telling the story here? All the people that are after her. She became a news piece. What are the stories we tell about her now? My story is so much better than anybody else's. Because those bombs, they're not being dropped for no reason, guys. Lies and hypocrisies and deceptions and cover-ups and dishonesties, none of these will amount to anything that is true, anything that is real. We have to build on the foundation of Christ, the Messiah, and that means we do things in the truth, in the light of God, with love and grace. I've said it before, for the Palestinian, the narrow gate to life is loving the Israelis. There's gonna be a shift in the power balances where the boot will be on the necks of the Israelis, and this is when you need to build on the foundation of the Messiah, Yeshua. If I'm ever in a position to help this little girl, I will. I want to show you another picture that I saw. This is like so good. Something about seeing my baby with my skin graft just makes me emotional. I never imagined I would experience happiness like this again. If you look at this picture and spend time thinking about it in the light of God, you will become happier, because this is about resurrection. This is about renewal. This is about overcoming. This is something that is a victim giving birth to something that is pure and innocent and flawless. Like, you just love the contrast here. Like, what a beautiful picture. That woman, I don't even see her face, and I can tell she's beautiful. I'm actually a little bit jealous of the man who made this happen, who played his part, because that's something that is something beautiful that's happening here. This is what we aim for. Good things can come from bad things, but it has to happen in a true way, in a real way. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. I just wanted to talk about this. These two things, they're not unrelated. They're not unrelated.